Inflation is skyrocketing, and most Americans are not prepared for the economic paradigm shift that's about to happen. This is why I highly recommend watching the free step-by-step financial video by Money Map Report. You will learn how to protect your assets during this volatile paradigm shift that's about to change this country forever and thrive while others might be struggling. Go to www.stopinflationnow.com to watch this free step-by-step video. It could save your financial destiny. Good morning. I'm still reporting on the coup. Astoundingly, the tall tale Team Biden still tries to get us to believe concerning the origin of the novel coronavirus that caused the pandemic reminds me of the old joke about a man caught by his wife while in bed with another woman, and when confronted with the information, he denies he is in bed with another woman and says, "Who are you going to believe, your husband who loves you or your own lying eyes?" In this case, the man is the White House and the National Institutes of Health, and the woman with the lying eyes is the American public. The NIH, according to documents Senator Rand Paul read at a Senate committee hearing, funded research at the Wuhan lab that took a bat virus, which was not contagious to humans, and genetically altered the virus so that it was contagious to humans. That's what's called gain-of-function research. It was illegal in the U.S., so the NIH farmed it out to the Chinese. Why? Well, that's another question entirely. At the Wuhan lab, a bat virus that previously did not infect humans started infecting humans, and apparently several people who worked in the lab were the first people to come down with this novel coronavirus from bats. The obvious logical conclusion is that this novel coronavirus came from the Wuhan lab. The main question should be whether the novel coronavirus escaped because of poor security from a lab that had known and documented security issues, or whether the Chinese government purposefully leaked the novel coronavirus to the rest of the world. But Team Biden isn't interested in solving that problem. The White House still clings to the fanciful notion that it was simply a coincidence that the Wuhan lab was creating novel coronaviruses extremely similar to the one that causes COVID-19, and the real source of the problems came from a meat market in Wuhan. However, as it turns out, the bats that were the source of the virus were not sold in the meat market because their natural habitat is 600 miles from Wuhan. So if you believe Team Biden's theory that they're still trying to convince us of, one of the following two scenarios had to occur. Scenario 1. Some crazy exotic meat merchant jumps in his bat meat truck and drives 600 miles to catch a few bats in a creepy cave in northwestern China, at least a 12-hour drive on the U.S. interstate highway system, so he manages to snag a couple dozen bats, puts them in cages, and heads back to Wuhan. In total, a 3 to 5 day trip. Exactly how much would you pay to eat a freshly killed bat from a cave known for breeding bats with exotic viruses? How much would the bat meat man have to sell a bat for to make a profit from this seedy little venture? How much meat would be on a bat? An ounce? A half ounce? So what price would yield a profit? $100 a bat? $500 a bat? Exactly how many customers would be likely to pay even $100 for the exotic thrill of eating a bat that might be infected with who knows what? My thinking is that not that many customers would be interested. And again, it's now been established that these bats were not sold at this market anyway. So then you have to go with scenario number 2. One evening after the sun sets, as the bat coven starts flocking out to look for their dinner of fat mosquitoes, Papa Bat tells his family and friends, "Hey, road trip! Let's go down to Wuhan town. I heard they have a bat museum at that Wuhan Institute of Virology that's really cool." So off they go with a couple hundred of their best friends. Since bats are nocturnal, they can only travel by night, and the best they can do is about 20 miles a night. So it's going to take them about 30 nights to get there, and that's if they don't take any wrong turns. Oh, one more thing. Along the way, while airborne, they developed this weird novel coronavirus that's contagious to humans. So now they're sick bats. When they finally pull into Wuhan town and park on top of the Institute of Virology, what do? Knock on the windows? Hey, anybody home? We're all sick. You're all bat doctors, right? Could you please let us in? Now those would have to be some mighty determined bats. It reminds me of a saying my dear departed dad, who, when he had to go do something that he didn't like doing, would quip, "I approach the journey with the enthusiasm of a condemned man for the gallows." No, bats are not as eloquent as my dad, but the point is, what would be their motivation to make such a trip? How would they find lodging and food along the way? Now that you understand what it would take to have this bat fairy tale come true, who would believe that? So who are you going to believe, the White House or your own lying eyes? And the answer is that we are all supposed to believe the White House and ignore the evidence right in front of our own lying eyes. And the White House wonders why some people don't want to be vaccinated with a vaccine that this same Team Biden is saying is perfectly safe. So the bottom line is that if you want to sell the rest of us your vaccines, you better start telling us the truth about the origin of the virus, at least. I'm still reporting from just outside the citadel of world freedom. Good day. Last month, the inflation rate in the U.S. had the highest rise in 29 years. That's a terrible problem if you're planning on retiring anytime soon. You need to stop inflation from wiping out the value of your savings and investments. Noble Gold can put your IRA into gold or silver. It's government approved and so easy to do. This month, they're offering a 1-ounce American Eagle solid silver proof coin with every IRA or 401k taken out. Visit our website at bit.ly/goldwithbill.